So just to explain a little bit what are the sound that we are creating with the binaural beat. And to explain it, I have to explain what's beat music. So if you have two very close frequencies, and you mix these two frequencies, it will generate a beat. So if I have here, let's say, 440 Hertz, and here 440 Hertz, 0.1, I will have a beat here of 0.1 Hertz. You see that the resulting sound will decrease, increase, decrease, increase, decrease. And the period will be, if it's 0.1 Hertz, it will be 10 seconds, so 6 times per minute. And in fact, this is very important related to the scale that we explained, because what we have decided to do in the end is to create a beat, so this movement from left to right sound, because we need a stereo speaker to get this sound, and which is in relationship with the craniosacral wave, so about 6 times per minute. And what's interesting to see that when you're listening to this sound, so if you take two speakers, and in each speaker you send the two waves, you will hear the sound which is coming, going back, coming, going back. If you place an helmet on your head with the sound, so two speakers, each for 1 ear, it will be completely different. In fact, you will not, most of the time, you will not get the beat. Or you will detect it, but very, very, you have to, sometimes yes, sometimes no. So it's very important to play this part of the app with a good headphones. And also, as we are using lower frequency of the spectrum, which you can catch from your ears, it's important to use, well, let's say, headphones like this, and not the small phones you get from your iPhone, because then you will lose part of the frequency spectrum. If you take a Tibetan boil, it's the same thing. In fact, the Tibetan boil, it will turn around in the place. So if you take a stereo mic and you make a record of what's happening with a Tibetan boil, in fact you will see that there is a shift in the frequency from the left to right. So it will be like this in the place that you are singing Tibetan boil. So Tibetan boils are also using this kind of binaural beats. That's probably the reason why they are so powerful.
The point about that also is that the very low difference frequency, because you're wearing a headphones, the wave interference cannot be taking place in air. It's only taking place inside the liquid of your head. And the ratio between those two frequencies can move around in your head like a little crawling.
So this is a part of the app which is working with the frequencies. So you select the small icon with the element there, and then you will have access to a table, frequency table. These are the frequencies which are related to the famous scale that we talked about since the beginning, the famous scale that Dan has discovered. And the left part is for the sound that will be sent to the left here, the right part sound will be sent to the right here. And you can play with different things, so you can select the beat, the beat, the sound that you will create, let's say 0.1 Hertz, but it's also possible to get to go to lower frequency beat, which are in this case related to the frequency of the emptiness of the brain ventricles. And it is powerful also. But start with the 0.1 Hertz beat. There is also another possibility, it's to use a shift between the left and the right, so the shift in the phase between of 180 degrees between the left and the right ears, which is normally what should appear then in the bliss moment. It should be a shift in the left and right frequency.
The 180 degree phase shift, and here's the golden ratio cascade,
Yeah.
opposite hemispheres. It's beautiful.
From the lower part to the upper part, this is the cascade. So you can select, and at the beginning it's better not to use higher frequency, because higher frequency are quite disturbing. They are related to Kundalini, and if your Kundalini is not completely out, you can get a lot of troubles with this high frequency. It can disturb you a lot. So it's better to begin with lower frequency and then try to increase step by step. And there are a lot of presets on the app that help us explain in the manual, explaining how to increase and to go step by step to higher frequencies. And if one day, it happens sometimes, you don't feel comfortable with sound. It's because you're too out of tune, and you have to respect it. So, if you are working with higher frequency, you go down, and you begin again with lower frequency. If these lower frequencies are still disturbing you, don't do it. Wait for the next day. Some days it's like when you hear this sound, it's like bringing back all the pieces of you in one place, in the center. But if you are too out of tune, it will be very, very disturbing. So don't let your body accept or not. And if the body doesn't accept, don't do it this day. So, well, I think that
yes, let's play.
Let's play. Yes, there are still a lot of things that I can explain with the phone. I think it's better for you just to check it. You have a pyramid in the garden, which is, I hope, placed on a good grounding place. So if you are listening to the sound, sit inside the pyramid. Normally, you should go very, very fast to lower frequency waves in your brain. So just check, just see the impact. There are two helmets here. Well, if we want, everybody can test. Don't take it too much.
But at first, people could try it right here. Yeah. But notice the principle that playing it through those speakers is not nearly as effective as in the headphones.
No, we need an headphone.
Yes. Yeah. But so
we have two headphone ears, two apps, and
yeah.
I can share.
Okay. So
like that, you can see what you feel.
Yeah, you can do it fairly quick. You can try it for just a couple minutes, and you'll know immediately.
And then, if you want to test it outside,
yes. And obviously, more fun would be try it on your brain waves before and after, but that takes longer. But initially, you can get a lot of that effect just hearing the sound. It's very powerful. And so there's many different options. That's the power of this app. You can individually program all these frequencies, trigger a chakra, all that stuff. But the generalized, most powerful, is called the Therify series, and to which Patrick has simply added the 0.1 hertz heterodyne, which then uses the Therify frequency, but then modulates that the last massage, the longest wave, 0.1 hertz.
It will ask you really to go in deep lower frequencies.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, so just try it. Now the volume's adjustment, maybe you want to show me?
No,
it's okay. See if that volume is comfortable. It's within a few seconds.
If the volume is too high, you can, there is two buttons.
I think it's fine.
Just kind of relaxing to see what that. Yeah.
Well, this is nice.
Yeah, now I'm really feeling it. I don't need it in my ears. I can feel it through them.
William's got the sweet spot in there.
Yeah, I do.
What do you think, guys?
You can feel the wave.
Yeah,
a little bit. Yes.
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 it's very clear for me.
But it's because what you're listening to is also with a 180 degrees shift. So you can feel a little bit, yes, not very much, but you can feel it because
musician here, that's
there is a 0.1 hertz beat and a 100 shift. But you can check once you have the app, you can have access to all the things and try to see what is much comfortable for you. But the best result is with, to begin, is with 0.1 hertz beat and the shift on 180 degrees. If you remove the shift, it's less power. But this is a moving wave, because it's like a living thing. You know, if we were just sending the therapy, Paul explained, it's a spin, so it's movement always inside. That's the reason why it's so powerful. So here in the music, we cannot send fixed frequency. We have also to introduce movement. And these like movements are the beat.
Yeah, I felt like the frequency increased fast, but decreased slowly.
No, it's exactly the same thing. At the same time.
Okay.
But your perception. And some people here will not catch the movements in the frequency, the shift. Some other will catch it. It depends. But normally, when there is a pure beat without the shift, most of the people don't catch the beat. So the brain don't catch it.
Pure beat is which one?
You remove the shift option.
You remove the shift.
Oh, it's so fantastic. So the air felt like water. And I mean, obviously you feel that, but I was feeling that just sitting out in the pyramid earlier, you know, that rotation, and it was clockwise like that. Yeah, so there was...
If you sit in the pyramid, it's much stronger.
Adds the
right,
spin.
And there's,
yeah.
you know, the little Kundalini, not the big guy, just the little gentle one was right there.
No. Sit in the pyramid. It's right there. You could.
Yeah, you could try.
Yeah. It just... She says it's much stronger in the pyramid. See if he's right. Go ahead. It's right there. I think it's,
It's just in the middle.
Just out in the grass.
Just in the middle. Just you see there.
Yeah.
Proper pyramid. Just after the
That'd be so great before therapy.
Yeah. Well, it's a therified frequency actually, so it should actually increase the therified fetch actually.
Yeah, this would be great before the shiny
It's
touch.
pure implosion. Yeah.
Phase conjugation, implosion in the heart, total tingling in the body, it's amazing.
But you're
Just incredible.
in crossing lines on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, so you found the cross point for the...
Something which looks like, which seems from
Plus
the
all the elements, the sun and the wind
so
and the earth.
at this place, but you don't have to leave the and also what I have done here, so these are therapy frequency, but it's also possible to have, well, I still have to add a few more, but there are already a few frequencies which are specific to work with chakra. Like I explain you the way that I use music chords. So I'm playing a music chord which is in relationship to the chakra, but according to the scale. And these sounds are really in resonance with different parts of the body. But I've not finished yet, but there are already a few in the app.
Yeah, and it was definitely doing a lemniscate, you know, with the cycle.
We really think this is going to be one of the most powerful meditation tools out there. To put this much real, you know, it's real neuroscience in an inexpensive iPad environment.
So is there a way to...
Okay,
but you don't have to leave the pyramid on this place, because like we discussed before, it's not you cannot stay in the Terrafy for hours.
Yeah.
No. Okay. It's the same thing here. It's very when you play these tunes from the Terrafy in the pyramid with all the stuff which are in the app. You stay, well, let's say 10 minutes, 20 minutes, but don't stay too long, because it's very strong.
Some questions, go ahead.
Can you use both applications at the same time, both the music, binaural beats, and the Flameinmind, the headset?
Oh yes, the sound and the brainwave go together.
With this app, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
which is powerful because you
You,
can see the
you
effect of your
can,
brainwave.
you can try 3 things at the same time. So you can make a connection to the brainwave. You can also make a connection to HRV sensor. It's working with Polish strap and it's working also with the 2 other
Finger clip.
the ear clip and the finger clip. And but we don't have the same way of analysis that we have with iTribe. It will only display you the HRV. So you will get only one field on the display. But with binaural beats, it's sometimes interesting to have also the HRV, because when you're quite relaxed, there will be a resonance done by the beat inside your head, the generated sound inside your head, which will try to make in resonance your breath. So it will lead you much easier to the breath around 0.1 hertz because of this wave. But you don't have to fix it. You just let it go. And you will see, and when you are playing back the recording you have done, there will be on the same display of the HRV, you will also have the beat display of the sound. So I extract, when the sound is sent to your ears, I'm extracting the beat that I'm generating. And I draw it, and like that you can see the influence of the sound beat to your heart rate. And your heart rate, if you are making a deep, low breath, it will reflect exactly your breathing.
Yes, a question.
Yeah.
Going back to the craniosacral stuff, what have you found as far as the effect of, how we get crystallization in the ventricles and the craniosacral fluid? No, I'm talking to Patrick in your work though. Do you, when you're working on people, do you find that, and then are there sound frequencies that actually break up those crystals and allow for better fluid movement?
Yeah.
Well, the essential notion of Bentov was that the low frequency phonon geometry crystallizes a liquid crystal. However, and that was a good thing, in the sense that the liquids then become phase coherent in a phonon crystal, and therefore the long wave and the short are phase-like. Unfortunately, the negative side of the brain liquids crystallizing like things like fluoride, etc. But the same thing would apply. The onset of the phonon waves of bliss would tend to liquefy the crystals. In fact, when we often said soften the hearts of the hardened sinner, what we're meaning is the low frequency phonon geometry is going to soften it. Last thing, last comment. I remember Bentov saying in the physics of Kundalini, he said, the phonon waves take the ventricle liquids from liquid toward crystal, and the phonon waves of bliss and Kundalini take the brain matter from crystal toward liquid. And when they equalize, the phase propagation velocity equalize, and the cavity implodes, it goes critical. So basically, the liquids in the ventricles thicken, while the brain matter gets more liquid. Because of the phonon sound waves of bliss. Remember, he spent a lifetime measuring sound waves in the brain. That's what he did with his questions around. So it's all about liquefying the ventricles and crystallizing and back and forth. So crystal versus liquid in ventricle liquid is very critical. And it's a dance. If you're too crystalline and then versus too liquid, there's a tightrope. That's what bliss is that tightrope. And that's what biology is.
It correlates with the fourth phase of water.
Well, and also all the stories about brain sand, all the articles about brain sand. Yes. Well, thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Patrick, please.
Yes, this
so
picture of Bentov, you see.
This is Bentov, yes.
These are the ventricles inside the brain, and in fact, that's what we explained before. There is a standing wave when this standing wave is created, it's enter in resonance with the ventricles here.
Yes.
And
that's called getting horny, in case you know, because those horns crystallize.
These are the ventricles in the brain. Like that you can visualize.
Yeah.
See?
So good. Only a sacrocranial professional would have that visualization. That Patrick. He had it in his back pocket.
And this is filled with cerebrospinal fluid?
Yes, yes. And that's the point.
Liquid, yes.
This was not understood previously. The spine liquid is directly what feeds that. And the explosion of growth in the high brain comes from the fact that the spine liquid becomes impregnated with the ultraviolet coherence, literally with sex juice, and that explodes in the high brain, and that flowers. And that's what Kundalini is, and the flower is...
You see here, there are two portions of the brain which are very, very sensitive and motor. And this is the famous homunculus. And you see when you have... And the most interesting part is this.
It's a map. I had a bad slide.
It's in the middle here, because this is what you can see on the web, mostly on the web. But the real one is like this, because there is a very big part for the mouth, for the hand, but also for the genital parts. And this genital part related to Bentov is just in front of this. So this, all the sexuality is very, very in relationship with Kundalini.
Oh yeah. And
so
it's the bottom
this is the reason why. So these parts are very a pleasure sensor. So and these pleasure sensors are activated also when you're very in an ecstatic state or things like that.
That's right. And you can, when your Kundalini fires, it's the tailbone and the top of your head that light up at the same time. Yeah. So that's the ventricle liquids, and you know the brain sand story is very correlate to that.
Just one thing about the pyramid that I forgot to tell. That when I saw the video of Paul explaining the existence of this pyramid, I was very attracted. So I had to go to the shop and buy all stuff. It was impossible for me to do something else. And then once I have built it, I don't know why, but I select a special, well, the ratio were perfect, but the size, I don't know why I fixed this size. And then I talked a little bit with Dan, and Dan told me that I have to find the correct size to be in resonance with the wavelength corresponding to a stable. And then I checked his stable. And in fact, the pyramid that I've built was just a few centimeters. If I took all the copper part and I summarized them, so it's like a triangle in music. You know? So it produces a sound. The size of the copper that I have chosen was exactly 2 centimeters less than that one of the wavelength which is in the table of Dan. So probably this is also the reason why it's so strong.
It embeds well.
Yeah.
Nice. And he was remember these are Russian pyramid dimensions. And
yeah, it's the base is half the height of the pyramid. And inside the pyramid,
and the most famous Russian who's currently teaching about the Russian pyramids, I forget his name, a very famous guy.
Valery.
Yes, Valery Uvarov. When he does his lectures in Paris, he stays at and is sponsored by the people we're going to sponsor our lectures in 2 days.
Yeah.
It's for where Valery Uvarov gave his lecture on the Russian pyramids, that's where we're going to make our lecture in 2 days from now, in Paris. And you know the conversation I had with him? We had a lovely conversation over dinner. When he did everything wonderful except he fills the pyramids with steel rebar.
Right.
Oh. He didn't get it.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Patrick, please.
But just to see the shape of the pyramid. And there are a lot of spheres inside, and each sphere is a golden ratio to the other sphere. And also a lot of different ratio, pentagram and things like that when you have a room. That's the reason why when I saw it I said, oh, I would like to build one.
When you hit one of them, it's just like the Tibetan bowls. You'll see, you can literally see each one go whoom, 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 and it runs around. That's just proof right there of the spin that's in it. So, the other thing you can do with the dimensions is, like you said, how you fit in it. You can customize your pyramid to your own body by using part of your measurements and tuning to the.
Yeah, and so I tried it at different, different levels, trying to guess whatever 1.6.
So what was the factor for deciding the shape or size of the pyramid?
Well, it was so that the base to height basically would do a golden ratio thing. That's the difference.
The base and the height is an octave.
Oh, it's a base, I'm sorry, it's the base and the edge.
Inside, all the spheres that are displayed are in a golden ratio. And also in harmonic ratio, but it's very, very, and what was very interesting to this pyramid is that you can sit inside, because if inside your house you want to build a pyramid like Cheops or like in Machu Picchu, the base is very, very long, and so you need a very, very big house, a very big room. And here the base is 1 meter,
very convenient.
110 centimeters.
Very convenient. But Hannes, what you say?
When you play 0.1 hertz, but the headphones don't, they start picking up with 20 hertz normally, because normally the rate from a normal headphone is 20 hertz to 20,000.
No, that's the point.
That's a beat.
That's the beat. So the 0.1 hertz is not present in either speaker. No, it's only when those two waves interfere inside your head. So the only place 0.1 hertz is actually happening is inside the liquids in your head. That's the cool thing. You have to wrap your head around that.
Yes, that's what I try to explain. Sometimes it's not easy to catch it the first time. Maybe I was too fast. But when you have two very close frequencies, let's say an A frequency, 440 hertz, if on one ear you're sending 440 and on the other ear you're sending 440.1, you will generate a beat, so a movement inside your brain, okay, of 0.1 hertz.
Okay.
And most of the time your brain don't catch it.
Okay.
Sometimes I put the helmet on and I said, did I make the good choice? And then I take the two speaker and I play the two speakers in front of one ear, and then I'm hearing the sound coming back, going out.
Okay. Because of the,
I get it.
Yeah, because of the phase shift, if they're both the same frequency, then they're literally canceling each other out. So, but then when you put it on your one ear, because you hear the phase shift, then you hear it. Okay. But your brain's making up the difference.
That's right. That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
In other words, it's all in your head.